Mahindra's Bolero is back with a bang in 2025, and this time it wants to be called the Boss. So in this video, I'm going to very quickly tell you what has changed on this 2025 Mahindra Bolero. This is kind of a facelift, not too much of a change, but some significant, feature additions and some technology improvements to make this SUV still an ideal choice, especially in the rural markets. The Mahindra Bolero nameplate has been on sale in the Indian market for 25 years, and it is the undisputed champion where the going gets tough. And this car, this SUV, has proved its point almost everywhere across the country, and it shouts out that if you are driving this car, you are not going to get stuck anywhere. So firstly, you are going to get a new additional variant, but you are also going to get this new stealth black color option. As you can see, it is not loaded with cheesy decals, and it is just a stealthy black color option, which looks rather good. Now, do you like it or do you dislike it? That is for you to tell us in the comments below. But I think it looks premium, and this is the B8 variant of the Mahindra Bolero. And this is the classic Bolero. And of course, you also have the Bolero Neo, which is also new and improved for 2025. And all of those details are going to be in a separate video. So now is a good time to subscribe to the Shifting Gears channel and press that bell icon so that you get a notification every time we upload a video for you to make an informed car buying decision. This is the all new, refreshed 2025 Mahindra Bolero, which you can bring home anywhere across the country, and this is available for private buyers as well. The biggest highlight at the front end is going to be this new grille. As you can notice, it has a nice bold appearance. It pops out quite a bit from this headlamp area, so you will see that it is protruding forward, and then you have these vertical slats over here which have this chrome finish. You also have this chrome underline over here where you have the new Mahindra logo. You have this honeycomb mesh kind of a pattern here, and it is going to allow for better cooling efficiency in the engine bay area. Overall looks quite nice, and I'm glad that it is not overdone with a lot of chrome. It is black, it is this new stealth color, and this suits the overall design and overall profile of the vehicle. Lower down also, you will notice that there are these subtle changes over here, and as you can notice, you have a hole cut out over here because here you have that towing hook mount, so it can be accessed without removing any part. So that is just very functional, but it does look good, at least to me. But do you like the way it looks from the front end? You let us know in the comments below. The headlamps, more or less, they remain the same. There is nothing much of a modernity given to you over here in terms of LED headlamps or projector headlamps. It stays functional, it stays true to its design and DNA of being rugged for the Indian streets. But what you will notice as a change on the front end are the addition of fog lamps. Now these are going to fit as standard on your top trim of this 2025 Bolero, so you don't have to buy it as an accessory. You have this applique on which this is mounted. It doesn't very nicely get integrated or feel like a flush fit part, but nevertheless it is a factory fitment, so I'm sure this will last the distance. And of course, if you're driving out at night and if the road conditions are getting tough, fog lamps are actually useful. To ensure that in 2025 the Bolero, the Boss Bolero, looks stylish, you get a dual tone diamond cut alloy wheel. Now this is a 15-inch alloy wheel, and I really like it. You know why? Because you get a chunky side profile. This is going to ensure that your vehicle stays comfortable. It offers you good comfort when you're driving over broken terrain, especially in the rural markets. This is very, very important. If you see a Bolero being driven around, you know that it is being used for a purpose, and for that purpose, a better sidewall, a taller sidewall is ideal, because then you're going to get optimum comfort and all passengers will be happier on the inside. So if this alloy wheel was a size larger, if the sidewall was shorter, not as tall as this is, so comfort could have been compromised, ride quality could have been compromised, and nevertheless alloy wheels on a Bolero, they do enhance the overall looks. Now on the inside, especially in this top trim, you will notice you have this beige leatherette interior upholstery. It looks quite nice, and what I really appreciate is that this is going to be very easy to clean and maintain. If this was a fabric seat, especially in this shade, it would have gotten dirty very easily, very soon, and it could have been very difficult to maintain in the long run, especially for where this vehicle is actually being used. So the leatherette finish, it is not just going to add to the overall visual appeal. It is not just going to look, more better, more premium. It is also going to be functional, because just wipe it off with a wet cloth and the seat is going to be good to go. So I really like it. Also, what has changed is the cushioning. Mahindra says that they have reworked the cushioning and padding of the seats so that they offer you better comfort on the long run. So this seat, not only does it look good with the leatherette finish, it is also well padded to offer you better comfort so that you can stay in the seat, the driver's seat or passenger seat, or in the back seat, and you will stay happier for longer in this Boss Bolero. Now this is one more addition. You have now been offered an Android powered touchscreen infotainment in this Mahindra Bolero, the new Boss Bolero. Now this touchscreen is a bit slow. It is not really the best in class touchscreen head unit, and it doesn't offer you any wireless Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, or even wired Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, I guess. Nevertheless, you have all the basic functionalities, such as you have navigation, you have Bluetooth connectivity, you have radio, you can pair your phone and use Bluetooth music, and you have multiple apps over here. So check this out. It says steering wheel, and then you can make changes to the controls. The touchscreen is a bit small, so you will have to struggle a bit to use this, especially when you are driving. So on the go, you will have to slow down to ensure that you touch the right button over here on the screen. But in any case, the touch response is not bad. It is just that the screen is too small and it is not really very snappy. Over here you will also notice you have two USB-A points and one USB Type-C charging point. So it is modern in that way to ensure that your equipment, your phones, they stay charged. With the 2025 Bolero Boss, you get the digital speedometer cluster. Now this is a bit offset. It is not completely in front of the driver. It is a bit to the left. And over here, as you can notice, you have all the necessary information. You have your TPMS display over there. You have your odometer readout. You have your average fuel economy displayed to you over there. You have a gear position indicator. You have digital fuel gauge. You have a digital tachometer as well. And you, of course, have a digital speed readout. If I go to change the modes, so check this out. You have trip A, trip B, then you have drive time, and that's about it. If you touch this stick, you can notice you have the clock, you have average fuel economy, you have distance to empty, and all of this is very easy to consume in terms of the information that is shown to you, and it has a good color contrast, so it is clearly visible, at least for now. But it stays utilitarian, this Mahindra Bolero. On the steering wheel, you will notice you have controls for your infotainment. The buttons are of a large size, so they are easy to control. The steering wheel overall, it does not get any leather wrap. It does have a soft touch finish. You do get thumb contours. It looks quite decent, utilitarian. You have some satin silver finish over here, but that's about it. Nothing fancy over here in terms of the driver's point of view, but functional for sure and modern enough to give you all the necessary information on the go. One important button is over here for your auto start-stop functionality, because the engine remains the same. Powering the Mahindra Bolero is the same MHawk 75 diesel engine option. It produces 75 bhp of power and 210 Newton meters of torque coupled to a 6-speed gearbox. You get a body-on-frame construction, and that is what enhances the overall rough road capability of this rugged SUV, of this Bolero. And then, termed as RideFlo technology, you are now getting better handling and better ride quality, because the brakes have been improved, the suspension setup, the tuning has been improved, and overall the body balance is now much better on this 2025 Boss Bolero compared to any iteration of this particular model. And this can now conquer almost every terrain. but with better comfort. Even in 2025, this Mahindra Bolero, this Boss Bolero, it continues only with a diesel manual powertrain and gearbox option. You do not get any petrol engine option, you do not get any petrol plus CNG, and you do not get any AMT or automatic transmission option. As utilitarian as it has always been, this works. There is no demand maybe for this to offer you any more powertrain and gearbox options. But would you have preferred an automatic variant of this Bolero? You let us know in the comments below. To add some functionality, the Mahindra Bolero now has bottle holders, storage bins on the doors, and these are hard bins, so they will accommodate heavy items as well, and that is going to be very functional. If you look at the rear door, there is no bottle holder over there, so that is available only on the front doors of this Bolero. So on the inside, it is not too much of a fancy vehicle. You get this really tall manual gear stick. It doesn't move around too much and the throws are medium, but check this out. It does hit the handbrake, but it won't when the handbrake is down, because you won't be shifting gears with the handbrake up. So this is maybe a idiot-proof technology, you can say, that you will have to ensure that the handbrake is released. Anyway, the handbrake, manual operation, very plasticky to touch, and then over here you will notice you do get 2 cup holders, so this is going to be useful. But then you can notice that this seat is in the way, so maybe if you park a 2 liter or 1 liter water bottle, 1 liter I'm sure, 2 liter can't be fit here, that bottle is going to mess with this seat, and then it will have to be parked between this handbrake and this seat, so you will have to live with that. You have your power window controls over here, you have a storage bin area over here as well, and you have another storage bin area over here. Then as you can notice, on the roof you only have this one cabin lamp, which is not the LED type, it is a standard bulb setup. On the dashboard, as you can notice, you have this beige finish predominantly, and then you have this maybe brown or some darker shade. It is not very clearly visible right now, but I guess it is a shade of brown. We're just trying to break the monotony, and it looks decent. Airbags for safety and because it is mandatory. The rear view mirror, manual control for day and night setting, and on the sun visors, nothing fancy, no mirror, no ticket holder. Live with this. This is a utilitarian SUV. Now if you notice behind my own driving seat position, this is the amount of legroom that is available, reasonable amount of foot room as well, and if you notice, the magic is in the thigh support. My thighs are completely rested, so this is surely going to offer me good comfort. Legroom, kneeroom is not maximized, but it is not bad at all. You also have this armrest, which is rather not in an ideal position. No cup holders over here. You have 2 headrests over here on the back seat, and the seat bench is nice and flat, so 2 people can easily sit, 3 people can easily sit over here. But we know that if the Bolero is going to be bought, there are going to be many people seated over here, and a flat seat bench and a rather flat seat back, it is going to accommodate the Indian Janta. Now this is the maximum amount of space which you get. This seat is pushed all the way forward, and there is nothing more in terms of leg room or knee room that you are going to get. But as you can notice, very good thigh support, and for me to get out of this SUV, it is not too difficult, but to get inside, it is a rather high climb. So for elderly passengers, this without this side step is going to be very tricky and very difficult. But if you have this side step, then things are a bit easier. They can hold on to this grab handle over here, hold on to this side step on it, and then maybe move inside and then get inside and slide into the seat. It is still not a very old age family friendly SUV, but it will take you places, and in the rural environment where vehicles or cab options are actually not available, this works. This has been working for decades. Even on the rear door, by the way, you will notice you get a power window and no door pocket like I showed you. Now let's get into the third row. jump seats over here in the third row. Let me get inside. So check this out. For me to get in over here, I have to use this step and then I have to get inside. I have a handle over here to close the door. Now that I'm seated over here, I have barely any headroom that is available. Shoulder room is also not much because of this headrest which is pushing my shoulder over here, so it is a bit tight, and this is how I will have to sit. Now this is not very spacious, but for times when you have additional passengers, this is not a bad idea. At least you have 2 extra seats over here, and you can open the door even from the inside. And check this out, there is no storage space over here. There is no additional feature that is offered to you over here. And if you want to carry luggage, these jump seats, you can pull them up and use this as a cargo carrying space. So it is functional, this Mahindra Bolero, this Boss Bolero, and it is what it is. Is it not comfortable? I mean, that is debatable. The seats, by the nature of the seats, they are comfortable, they are nice and supportive. It is just that there is not too much of room. So if you are on the healthier side of the scale, this is going to be a bit too tight and claustrophobic for you. And if you have one more person like you at the other end, then things are a bit too stuffy. To get out, as you can notice, this is the step. Now the problem is this step is rather inside. So as you can notice, it is in that bumper line area. Now that might have been done to ensure the length of the vehicle, but then it compromises your ability of ingress and egress. That step should have been a bit longer for your comfort to get out of this vehicle. You can of course jump out, but a longer step would have been better. Have a look at the tail light. It is illuminated right now. This is the main bulb, not this. So a very different looking clear lens setup for your tail lamp. Let's very quickly have a look at the headlamp unit. Like I said, nothing fancy. A yellow bulb setup. This is your pilot lamp, your main headlamp, and these are your fog lamps. No LEDs over here on this Boss Bolero. This is your antenna for your radio and looks quite nice. I really like this vintage touch. And these mirrors, manual adjustment, no electric adjustment or power folding feature over here, and a turn indicator slapped over here on the front fender. I really like this treatment. Looks quite nice. This dark grey on this stealth black looks quite nice. Matches my shirt and my aesthetic, isn't it? So let us know, what do you think about this 2025 Mahindra Bolero, this Boss Bolero? Do you like it? Would you buy it? If you have any other questions, ask us in the comments below, and do check out our detailed walk around video of the 2025 Mahindra Bolero Neo.